Namaste and welcome back to Mindful Samad with Bhavi. Today we are talking about a question so many of us carry silently inside. That is, what's wrong with me? It's a voice that shows up after mistakes, after awkward moments, after we compare ourselves to others. That quiet, or sometimes very loud, inner critic that keeps pointing our flaws, our failures, and not good enough feelings. If you have ever replayed your mistakes at night, if you are harder on yourself than you are on anyone else, this episode is for you. Today we are exploring self-criticism, where it comes from, why it feels so convincing, and how we can begin to relate to ourselves with more kindness. Human beings have endless ways to think negatively. Out of all of them, one of the most common is the habit of asking, "What's wrong with me?" This becomes a mental loop. We replay failures, we collect evidence of our flaws, we remind ourselves of embarrassing moments from years ago as if they just happened. Over time, this voice becomes familiar. It feels like a truth, but it's not the truth. It's a thinking pattern. This inner critic tells us that you're not good enough. You should have done better. Other people are doing right, but you're wrong. That is our inner critics. And the more we listen, the more we believe it. Here's the surprising part. This harsh inner voice didn't start as an enemy. It often began as a protector. Sometime in our life, we learn that if I criticize myself first, maybe I can avoid the failure that could happen. If I expect the worst, I won't be disappointed in future. That's what we thought. And if I push myself hard, maybe I'll finally be good enough. So the inner critic tries to motivate us through fear and shame. It thinks it's helping, but instead it creates anxiety, self-doubt, and emotional exhaustion. What once protected us now hurts us. Many of our self-critical thoughts are not originally ours. They are voices we observed growing up, maybe from parents who were very strict, teachers who focused only on mistakes, or a culture that values perfection, or experiences where love felt conditional, like, be better than you are worthy. Over time, we internalize these messages. We start speaking to ourselves the way others once spoke to us. The problem is we don't question it anymore. We just assume. We assume that this is who I am. This is the truth about me. But it is not your identity. It is the learned mental condition. There is one simple question that you can ask yourself that can change yourself in a very powerful direction. The question is this thought actually true? Or is this actually me? Not emotionally true, not familiar, but factually true. The inner critic speaks in extremes, like, I always mess up. I never do anything right. No one really cares about me. No one really loves me. But when we slow down and examine the evidence, we often see that's not completely true. It's a story. It's not a fact. Thoughts are mental events, not the absolute truth. Let's practice one thing here. Just imagine speaking to a child the way you speak to yourself. Would you say to that child that you are such a failure? You never be good enough. You are a bad one. Do you say that? Do you actually ask these questions or tell the child these kind of harsh sentences? Of course not. Right? So why do you use these kind of harsh sentences or harsh things to yourself if you can do that to others? This kind of tone we often use inside our own mind. Self-compassion is not laziness. It's not making excuses. It is choosing to treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer someone you love. You love your child. You love your family. When they say, I made a mistake, what you generally reply? You reply them like, it's okay. Try next time. You're not wrong. You tried yourself. You give your best, right? So why not? Why not yourself? If you make a mistake, you can tell yourself, yeah, I made a mistake, but I can learn. I'm struggling. I'm still trying my best. Or I still deserve care. I still deserve love. I am imperfect, but I'm still worthy. When kindness enters the conversation, the inner critic that always criticizes ourselves will slowly loses its power. You are not the voice that criticizes you. You are the awareness that can notice it. You have to notice. By the way, it doesn't mean that you make a mistake and you say it's okay. It's okay to do mistake and repeat the mistake. It's not telling that. It says that you notice the mistake. You try not to repeat it. But at the same time, you give yourself a chance that it's okay. I tried my best, but I made a mistake. But I'm still learning. Pat yourself. Love yourself. The goal is not to completely silence the inner critic overnight. The goal is to change your relationship with it, to recognize this is the thought, not my identity. This is an old pattern, not my truth. I can choose a kinder voice. Next time, if the questions appears in your mind like, what is wrong with me? Gently try asking, instead of what's wrong with me, ask yourself, what do I need right now? It's your self-love, self-care, and self-compassion. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who is too hard to themselves. You are not alone in this, and you are more than your thoughts. Thank you for watching and thank you for being here. If you liked the episode, please like, comment, and subscribe to Mindful Samvad with Bobby. See you in the next Mindful Samvad. Thank you.